Today, we're diving into the incredible story of Ben Affleck. You know, his career has been this wild roller coaster of massive highs and some really crushing lows. It's a story of resilience that didn't just reshape his own path, but now it's aiming to reshape a piece of Hollywood itself. Let's get into his Phoenix arc.
And this right here, this idea of taking big swings, that's pretty much the key to understanding his entire career. His whole journey is defined by these incredibly bold choices. Some of them led to Oscars, and others, well, they were near total flameouts. It's a philosophy that was born from some really tough experience, one he's carried through every single chapter.
So where does this whole story really begin? Well, for the public, it just explodes with Good Will Hunting. All of a sudden, he and his best friend Matt Damon go from being basically unknown actors to Hollywood's golden boys, like overnight. He's talked about how it felt like one day was one thing, and the next day was something totally, completely different. Suddenly, he's not just an actor anymore. He's a global celebrity. And that's a level of fame he just wasn't prepared for, and it came with a whole new set of problems.
You've got to remember the timing of all this. His rise to fame just slammed right into the explosion of magazine culture in the early 2000s. As his buddy Matt Damon put it, this brand new, really powerful tabloid industry created this perfect storm of media attention that started to seriously mess with his career. And that storm, it leads us right into the most difficult period of his professional life. This was a time when the celebrity caricature, the guy on the magazine covers, started to completely overshadow the actual actor.
I mean, look at this. After that incredible peak with Good Will Hunting, his career just hits a wall. He gets into this period he calls fighting for minutes, where movie after movie just flopped and all his momentum was gone. But that little 2007 entry on the timeline, that marks a huge turning point. It's the first seed of his big reinvention.
This quote from Matt Damon, man, it just perfectly captures the crisis. Affleck was everywhere, right? On the cover of every magazine, but it wasn't making people go see his movies. He had become famous for being famous. And for an actor, that's a trap that can be absolutely fatal. And Affleck himself, he explained the problem perfectly. He said, you know, your job is to get people to believe that you're this other person. But it's like someone following a magician around yelling, look, see, there's two rabbits in there. All that overexposure was just shattering the very illusion he needed to do his job.
So he's at this major career crossroads, and Affleck makes this massive decision. If he couldn't get the roles he wanted, well, he was going to create them himself by stepping behind the camera.
It's a pretty intense question, right? But that was his reality at the time. He really felt like the industry had just written him off as an actor. So for him, directing wasn't just some new career path. It was like an act of professional survival.
He said that for a while, he just didn't have the confidence to direct. But when his acting career got so cold, that fear just disappeared. He said having nothing to lose is what finally gave him the courage to take that leap.
And the results were just staggering. He directs this trio of films that are all critically acclaimed and commercially successful. He went from being a tabloid fixture to a respected filmmaker, and it all culminates in a Best Picture Oscar for Argo. I mean, talk about a full-circle comeback.
And you really have to understand, the stakes could not have been higher. He wasn't just directing a movie. He was trying to redefine himself as an actor, but on his own terms. The success of these films wasn't just a win, it was a lifeline. So this whole experience, the fall from grace and that long climb back up, it fundamentally changed his entire approach to his work. He came out the other side with a completely new philosophy.
And this is the core lesson he took away from all of it. He said the experience of becoming unpopular, of seeing the world kind of change its opinion of him, was humbling in a really healthy way. It forced him to stop needing everyone else's approval and just focus on the work itself.
This new perspective created such a clear shift in his approach. He just let go of what he called the strategy of a career, that constant worry of, do they like it? Instead, he started picking parts that he was personally interested in exploring, no matter what the public might think.
And he hilariously summed up this new mindset by quoting something the director Sidney Pollack once told him. He said, you know why I'm a great actor? Because I don't give a shit. By just letting go of all that pressure, he found this new freedom, and he felt like he started doing his best work ever.
Which brings us to today. Affleck is taking all those hard-won lessons from his decades in the business, and he's trying to build something new, something he hopes will be better for everyone involved in making a movie. So he and Damon launched this company, Artist Equity, with a pretty revolutionary idea for Hollywood. What if everyone who worked on a successful project,
From the big-name actors to the electricians, what if they all shared in that success?
And listen, that's not just some nice talking point. For their first movie with Netflix, this number, 1,200, that represents every single person on the crew who was included in their performance-based bonus plan. Everybody had skin in the game.
So here's how it works, and it's pretty simple. Everyone gets their normal pay, no question. But then, if the film hits certain viewership numbers on a streaming service, performance bonuses get triggered for the entire team. The whole goal is to get everybody on the same page, all focused on making the best thing possible.
This is the human side of the business model. Affleck truly believes that when people feel like their contribution is genuinely valued, they will go the extra mile. He says it's not about being charitable. He thinks it's the smart, even selfish way to get the absolute best work out of a team.
And the ambition here is way bigger than just one company. They hope this can become a new model for the whole industry, a template that makes studios more willing to take risks on cool, innovative projects, because they know the creative team is sharing in that risk and hopefully the reward.
From an Oscar-winning screenwriter to a tabloid punchline, then to an Oscar-winning director, and now an industry innovator, Ben Affleck's journey has just been this masterclass in resilience. And it leaves us with a really fascinating question about whether the lessons from one incredible career can actually change the system for everyone else.